Hey everybody, Sambo here. Welcome back to the tourist area. Straight into today's video. We will be working on the harbour area for the cruise ship terminal. And what I plan on doing is not just doing any old type of cargo, cruise ship terminal. Not just doing any old one, we're going to actually make it kind of like at the end of a pier. So it's going to be out on its own little island. Now, I've seen this done a lot of times around the world. It was even proposed where I used to live at the Gold Coast, where they wanted to put it in a cruise ship terminal. They wanted to do something like this, but ended up not doing it at all. So that's where that inspiration came from. So yeah, I just wanted to do something a little bit different because I haven't seen anyone do this before. And I think it's such a cool little thing in the end. It just looks really cool. And I think it fits in with the whole Russian vibe as well. So to make the island, first of all, I just removed all the water so it doesn't cause huge annoying tsunamis throughout my whole city. I put in the little island there, then brought the water back up, and I just tried to adjust it to the right height. I think I put it back, but if it is a little bit low in some areas, it's just because I need to adjust it. I've also downloaded this specific different type of cruise ship terminal. So instead of just using the ordinary one, there are still ordinary cruise terminals, cruise ships. I haven't actually downloaded any other type of cruise ship assets just because I don't want to make it extra laggy. But yeah, this one I think fits in with the whole vibe I'm going for. It's a little bit more traditional looking. It's not as flashy, and it's more brownish. And I didn't want something that's really bright and it's going to really stand out. So I think the brown looks good. Also, I wanted a train station over in there because obviously there's going to be a huge influx of people. The train station that I put down, I changed it to this one that I just put on top because it is elevated. And then since there's a lot of space underneath this train station, I put in some different things which you'll see in a minute. And I think the elevated train station, that one there, I think it just looks better, honestly. I just think it does. So you can see the shape is already coming along. It's not very big, but I also add in a marina towards the end of the video, and I think that marina, it just makes it look so good. Yeah, so definitely check that out. Don't click off the video yet, at least check out the marina. So it's really good. Now, in terms of like the actual connection, all I did was two different bridges. So obviously the elevated train station, why did I say train station? Just the elevated train line, and then just the small road. So the small road, it has 4 lanes, 2 of them for the buses. In this video, I didn't put in any buses just because I don't know what the whole surrounding area is like yet. So we'll do that once like the whole area is done. But for now, their main way will be the train, and then I also put in a ferry terminal, just one of those really small ones, just so they have at least 2 options. Well, they can also drive, but I do ban a lot of cars as well for this area because I didn't want a huge influx of people and cars everywhere. And I also, towards the end of the video, I don't think you'll see it because it is quite quick, but I do ban cars from the main areas of this whole cruise ship area, because when they all come out of the terminal, there's literally what 250, 300 of them all together at once, and a lot of them, probably half, they all just spawn their cars at once, and then all the cars are like doing backflips, and then they're all mushed around together, and it's just really crazy. So we needed to ban the cars. So this is the marina. Now I'm going to skip past me putting in all of the boats and the yachts and ships and things like that because it takes way too long. You can see like it's just really tedious because first you have to place it on the land to get the land level, and then you drag it out and then drag it into shape, and it's just like, ugh, I can't be bothered. So let's just skip past this bit. Okay, so skipping past all of the boats and stuff like that, I add in the little, what is it called? The little ferry station right here. And I thought this is a good little spot. It's just utilizing that extra space, and it is on the more calm side of the whole little ship, the cruise ship area. I do add in like a seawall barrier as well to help block out the larger waves, but I don't think it really does anything because like the natural calm water in the game, it's still pretty wavy, right? And there's not really much else I can do. So if you do see it is quite wavy towards the end of the video, yeah, I can't do anything like that. I also update the road that I put in. I actually changed that to the bus depot that connects directly to the bridge, which you'll see in the video. And then also where the bus line is along there, I actually banned people from crossing across that road because I didn't want them to go in front of all of the traffic that's coming in from that little bridge. So all of the people who want to go to the ferry terminal, they all have to go from the go walk down the middle instead of going along the side and then crossing traffic, if that makes sense. So you can see it's all starting to come together now. Yeah, I think it looks really good, like just having the marina there and all the boats and stuff like that. It looks so good, right? Because it's utilizing extra space and it shows more connection between the natural landscape instead of just using the space on the island. So throughout the whole touristy area, there's going to be a lot of marinas like this. So there's going to be a lot of boats and things like that parked everywhere because, like I said, I want there to be more connection between land and sea instead of just building on land and then the only thing on the sea is the ferries and the cruise ships. So yeah, wanted more connection amongst everything. And then just finishing up the video, we have a lot of little details that add in. Oh my god, it's so annoying dealing with the whatever that's called, the hedge. Like you can see I'm having some real fun, aren't I, trying to get that in place. And also my birds are right next to me, so if you do hear some chirping throughout this video, it is just them. And some of you are like, what is your cat's name? And I'm just like, excuse me, I do not have a cat, they are birds. Like, they don't go meow, they go cheep cheep cheep. So like that. Oh, you can hear them now. So earlier in the video I mentioned about how they all bunch up when they get off the terminal. So you can see right there, right now, look at them. That is so annoying. So eventually I update all of that. Let's skip past that now and we'll go on to the seawall. So all I'm going to do here is I drag out the same level of land, so just keeping it nice and easy. And then instead of just doing a normal pathway, what I wanted to do was make it elevated by 1 meter. And the reason why I wanted it elevated is because if it was on the ground, then it creates the buffer between the actual pathway and the water's edge, right? So by having it elevated, I can basically put it anywhere and it's not going to change the terrain at all, because you can see I have the pathway kind of half over the side of the water, whereas if it was on the actual ground, it wouldn't be over half of the side because it would make that extra buffer, which we don't want. So, and like I said, this whole thing doesn't even matter. And I was really contemplating, like, should I put in this seawall? Shouldn't I do it? Am I too lazy? And you know what, it looks good, and I knew if I didn't, you guys would be like, oh my god, you need it, oh, so unrealistic. And you know what, I'm glad I did it because it looks really good. And that thing that I'm placing down now is just like it's a tile, and it's basically just little rocks just to fill in those extra little spaces. So I don't want too much green in this area because I want it to be rocky. I want it to be pretty hardcore, right? And then just to finish up, in front of the marina, I just throw in a few little bits of greenery, some little seating areas like that, because I think that's a pretty good view right there as well. And there's also going to be several other little areas throughout this whole little island. So there's going to be the little food trucks, there's going to be little cafes and things like that. And you might remember that I said that there's the space underneath the train station. So the space underneath the train station is going to be all full of cafes. And then here I start banning all of the cars, so that way it basically pushes them to use more public transport instead of spawning in a car first. So, and it's so annoying, like look at it, it's so bad. But eventually, once I finish banning cars and making the speed really slow and things like that, very little amounts of people will spawn a car. So basically, that's it. Wow, that was fast, right? But yeah, I think it looks really cool, and the different cruise ship terminal looks really cool as well. And you can see we've got lots of little seating areas, there's little cafes and things like that. And I love just like the whole cruise ship thing, because it has the different staircases going up, and then it also has the seating areas on top of the cruise ship terminal. And there's just a lot more detail in this cruise ship terminal. I think compared to the ordinary one, it's really fancy. Like, oh yeah, I should also mention that parking lot right there. I kept forgetting to mention it. The reason why I put in one little parking lot there is because I thought that can be for the important staff. So instead of the staff having to park or catch public transport, they can have that one designated parking spot right there in the actual whole facility, and it's not for basically citizens to park, it would be private access. Yeah, so I just thought I better clarify that, otherwise you'd all be like, oh, there's not enough parking, things like that. But I specifically didn't put in any parking because I wanted them to use public transport, because like I said, there's the train which has a huge capacity of people, and like that train, it's really well connected. It goes everywhere, it goes directly into the city, it goes to the space elevator, and there's also the ferry as well, and the ferry, as you know, that goes everywhere too. So here comes all of the people, and basically how they interact with the train station, they go underneath and then they just walk through all of the cafes and things like that. But I think the cafes look good, and doesn't that look good? I think that looks like kind of realistic, right? And just quickly, I'll show you guys how it looks when the ferry comes in. I wish that there was like little workers on the, did I say ferry? Oh my god, I'm recording this late at night, so forgive me if I'm a little wacky, but I wish there was like some kind of connection, like when the ship comes in, the little workers appear and you can see them like carrying bags and things like that. That would be really cool. It would make it a lot more in-depth and realistic, but instead they just connect in and they magically appear on the right side. So anyway, I think that's basically all I want to say. So let me know what you think of this area. I just think it looks really cool, because like you never really see people do these types of cruise ship terminals, right? And I mean, they're not that popular in real life, but yeah, I think it looks really cool with the marina there as well. Like I said, it just connects the water and the island. It just looks so good. It just makes the whole area look so much better. And then the lighthouse there, I don't think the lighthouse works because it's pretty old. It's actually all broken when you look at it closely. But yeah, so I'm going to leave the episode here. Don't forget to let me know what other things I should do. Also, if you would like to have more of an input on my videos, specifically the tourist area, there's a video three videos ago about the tourist area where I asked for help, so you can go in there. There's a whole bunch of quizzes and polls and things like that where you get to choose what I should do, basically. So thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you all hopefully very soon.